he may be shitty about the way he gets laid.
Monica's a Slytherin.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will house all of these
100%.
bad boys.
All right, go.
All right, we've already said Joey's a Hufflepuff.
Rachel's a Gryffindor.
Clearly.
She's all heart. Whatever.
Monica's a Slytherin. Joey's Hufflepuff. Phoebe could be...
Your whole theory, all of this hinges on this decision, right?
Well, and also, who knows until they get the sorting hat on them, because they could ask to be in
She's a Hufflepuff.
house.
Whatever, what do you think?
Okay, I was saying borderline Hufflepuff or Slytherin, honestly. Because
she's like a closet Slytherin. I can see that.
No.
Nah, she's Hufflepuff.
She doesn't have the money to be Slytherin.
Ross is Ravenclaw, doy.
Yeah. Because who gives a fuck about Ross?
What about Chandler?
I don't know enough about either of these.
I think Chandler's also a Gryffindor.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You would think
Because he's kind of a Ron Weasley.
Yeah, and you
know?
want to cheer for him a little bit until you just read into it further.
He's just
He seems like the most
He's just trying to
sensible
be
person.
good.
He seems like the voice of reason in the show a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're watching it young and kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, you're like, he's the only one that's always like, this could not be any crazier.
Yeah, that's the only way that sarcasm works, right?
And
you have to look at the crazy and say, here's the real one.
He has so many hang-ups on his own that, that's kind of, that's why I would say, yes, Gryffindor, but it's Gryffindor can't be a perfect party in the same sense. You know what I mean? Gryffindor seems
all their
perfect.
groups.
Oh, it's not.
All the houses have their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone always thinks Slytherin is money, evil.
Yeah, murder.
But really, Slytherin is ambition. That's why I put Monica in Slytherin, because she's a really driven A-type person.
And Ravenclaw, is that just elitism?
Bookish.
Yeah, okay. Nerdy.
No, values logic and knowledge over other things. But Joey, because he values friendship the most, total Hufflepuff. I'm a Hufflepuff, by the way, so I am a cheerleader for Hufflepuff.
I think that Joey's indiscretions with the ladies early on can be, and this is not very feminist of me, but I'm going to say it, can be just answered by most of us when we're young are kind of shitty and date, and sometimes we're like, yeah, I'm good, see ya. That's kind of.
He's also an actor.
He doesn't do.
Yeah.
He's an actor.
That doesn't say much for us.
Yeah,
though.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bring it back around to help us. I'm just saying that he's
Oh no, I thought you were using it as an insult.
No. He's. I'm
That's
sorry.
just how actors are.
Actors
Big old
are a
sluts.
little bit.
Actors, they have legs open.
They're too
Flighty.
fluid sometimes.
Yeah.
Actors are too fluid,
fluid.
in the sense of what people need from them.
It is surprising though that he would be so wayward with the ladies when he had 9 sisters. You'd think that would have been beat out of him.
I thought this would kind of drove home how full of shit he is. He's hypocritical and shit, and misogynist, right?
The thing is,
his sisters couldn't make that decision for themselves, and he's don't touch my fucking
I think
sister.
he's the least, at least misogynist and homophobic, because look at who was okay with kissing boys because he needed to practice kissing.
Yeah, he needed to get really good.
Who was
at
okay
it.
with the
He
nap?
danced.
He was super okay with the
Dude,
nap. He
he
danced
and Ross.
with Mr. Traeger.
Yeah.
Ross was the one that had the big issue with
Ross
the nap.
and Chandler, obviously, because his dad was
Elena.
trans woman.
Yeah, it was trans.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chandler's homophobia, at least has a basis. Ross's doesn't really.
No.
Ross just kind of is worried about his kid being gay because his mom's gay, and then we just stopped talking about it because they kind of wrote themselves into a corner there.
With the nanny, that was actually kind of nice whenever Freddie Prinze Jr., he asked why he's getting fired, and he's just like, I'm just not comfortable with it. And he's like, why? And he's like, because my dad always said, you can't wear tank tops. You're not, why don't you play football? So maybe his was a little bit based in childhood trauma as well.
I guess, but
The
he was also
Gellers
the
were
golden
the
child.
worst.
The Gellers are as much
He
as
was
I
the
love
favorite
that
child
actor,
of the
the
Gellers.
dad. He's
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
there's an episode with him. I'm just like, yes.
I love me some Elliot Gould. I love me some Christina Pickles. I'll take them all day long. But no, the characters were the worst.
How often did Joey? Okay, let's think of examples of, like, terrible lies that Joey told women that probably didn't... Okay.
Remember when he broke up with the girl who had the stump leg?
He threw it on the fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Hold on. I don't remember this at all.
They were dating, and they went to a cabin, and they fell asleep, and he, for some reason, I forget what the rest of the story is, but he grabbed her leg, her wooden leg, and threw it on the fire and realized what he had done. So he just, like, left and never saw her again. Her name was Ginger, and Chandler met her in Central Park and wanted to date her as well. And that's why Joey was like, you can't, because I threw her leg on the fire.
Wasn't that Lara Flynn Boyle? Am I correct in that?
Was that who that was?
Did you see him throw the leg on the fire?
No,
it's just a story he's telling. Oh, that's why.
Because we meet Chandler meets her. He's all like, "Oh, I like her," and then there's like a, "Oh, wait, you can't."
Yeah, and then Joey tells the story to like Phoebe and Monica. And yeah,
so that's a bad one.
Okay,
that's a great episode too, because she's weirded out by his third nipple. Is why they break up.
Yeah,
because he's fine with he's kind of like weirded out by the leg, but he's like, I can get over it, and then he.
Like, wait, do we ever see Chandler topless? I guess we don't.
His nubbin.
You see Joey.
I think they wouldn't show you.
And you see Ross topless, so yeah.
You don't see Chandler.
You never see Chandler.
I wonder if that was by design, or if maybe Matthew Perry was like, no.
Nope.
I'm pasty.
You're not
he
going to.
He seems like he would be like a hairless, flabby.
Yeah, probably just a little...
No, not even.
Little tough.
Yeah, no, not
tiny.
even. Just
you don't
like
think tiny, tough,
just like smooth.
No, he's just smooth. Huh. Yeah, definitely. No, actually, one of the most interesting things of the Matthew Perry scenario is watching him between, like, fluctuate in weight.
Oh, yeah. That was his alcoholism.
And the pills that he was taking, because he, like, I want to say he, like, hurt his back or something, and then he got on painkillers, and then he was, like, on and off being addicted to painkillers for, like, the entirety of the show.
That's actually, did you know that the reason they sent him to Tulsa without Monica was because he was, like, in and out of rehab, and they were, like...
Oh, they had to just get the character out of that.
Yeah, they were like, okay, we'll, like, basically write a very minimal, like, season for you so that you can kind of go as you need to.
No, bless his little heart. No, I
know.
I
he
do
aged
like
the
him.
Worst out of all the friends too.
Well, you know, lots of crazy drugs. You got to be real careful with that.
Just went overboard with the
worked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's sad.
Absolutely,
he's got
for sure.
Meg Ryan situation going on.
Oof, that's no good.
The flip up lip.
So sad. So sad.
So sad. She was so cute.
Just look like yourself. It's fine.
Wasn't she in the latest Scream movie? I feel like I would have seen... When did she get more plastic surgery?
I believe it was after the television show that she had that was like the Gossip Girl for older women. What was it? It was called like...
Oh, because it was like her holding a wine glass was all the marketing.
That's
like,
still
stuff,
on.
right?
And
is it?
Oh, shit, it is?
Yeah, on TBS.
Huh. What's it called?
Well, I don't know.
It's fine. Don't look it up.
An old lady drinks wine and yells.
Cool. Yeah,
probably.
Isn't it like her and Busy Phillips? And like, there was one that I think it's a different show, but there was one where she was running like she was running a newspaper or a magazine, and it was a television show where she ran like a tabloid magazine, and that I think was
like Dirt.
Yes, there we go. Thank you.
Nice.
He doesn't even know who we're talking about. And he knows.
We're talking about Courtney Cox and Dirt on FX.
What the TBS show that she was on was called? Where she drinks wine all the time?
Hot Wives. Or Cleve.
Hot in Cleveland?
No, that's not it.
Hot in,
These are all porns you own?
No, Hot in Cleveland is a show with Betty White on it. But
Hot in Cleveland?
Yeah, but she's not in Hot in Cleveland.
Cougars. Something.
Cougar Town?
Cougar Town.
Hot in Cougar Town.
Hot in Cougar Town.
Some people Google, I just Wendell.
I was there. I'm sorry. I'm
I like how you just like...
I just sprung back in.
Yeah,
you're like...
What, you mean Dirt and every other hot thing that Courtney Cox has ever done that I may have seen on the internet?
We were talking about them after the show and their like how they look now and stuff like that.
Okay, so Ross did that really cool thing on I liked it.
David Schwimmer looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
he's aged perfectly.
That's also because he did not set a high bar for being young and looking good.
Yeah, you're right.
He was pretty doofy.
That's true.
He's pretty doofy.
Was a
so
dude.
It's like, hey,
he wasn't like the epitome of hot male.
Sprinkle some gray on that.
Yeah, now a little gray, and you're like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah,
right, slide on over here, bud.
Same with Matt LeBlanc, though.
Yeah.
He's got that salt and pepper going on.
I met him 2 years ago.
Good.
Really? And, he's like gravelly. Yeah.
Nice. I'm into Matt
Jennifer Aniston only gets more attractive to me.
Okay, here's the thing.
Thank goodness she doesn't get her work done.
She does get work done, first of all. It's just really good.
But there's nothing wrong with nailing it.
The
good
thing.
Work.
She used to nail it. Whenever she was on SNL, they did that like women in acting skit or whatever. Mm-hmm. She was on it as herself. Mm-hmm. That's when I could tell. I could tell last season of SNL. I was like, oh no.
Oh, because it was stage lights and
she got too much. Yeah. It just had crossed the line of like plasticky, and I was just like, no, girl, you were killing it.
Dude, she has been
killing it. You were like 55
so
and you looked 40.
I want to, the thing is...
Yeah, if she was a day, I mean, she's gorgeous.
Can we just for a second go into like, why is her love life so sad? Why does it never work out for Jennifer Aniston?
We don't know what happens in real life, though.
I know. We only know what... We don't have Google right now. We can
what I'm saying is, like, whatever is public, we don't know shit about. Her publicist could say, her publicist and the publicist of the guy could say they're doing whatever. It doesn't matter.
Do you
at all.
think... Okay,
I think people make stuff up.
My question is, do you think it's like she has issues or she likes dudes that are shitty?
I think it's that one.
The second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like John Mayer...
I don't know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. She was 21 on a hit show.
Yeah.
No, she was only 24.
But how like well-adjusted are you going to be if at 24 you all of a sudden become like super famous?
Yeah.
I don't know. Leprechaun was a good...
What is wrong with this?
All right.
Bottle, man.
Leprechaun was a good
Wendell, help her.
Wendell, open it.
Do you think sometimes that playing a character for so long helps or hurts a person in their real life?
It is too much.
I'm so sorry.
Like, because part of you has to be empathetic towards this character you're playing, and so you may be playing ideas and saying things all the time that you don't think yourself, and it may start to become a gray area for you. Like, if you're playing a character that says things you would never say, eventually does that come over into your psyche? And
I would say so after a while.
I would think it would as well. Like,
we should call Daniel Day-Lewis.
Like, maybe not in like a movie scenario where it's just a couple months or a few months or whatever, a year. But after 10 years...
I don't know. I heard an interview with the guy who played Ted on How I Met Your Mother, and he talked about how it was really hard for him because and I say this when I teach comedy writing, is that comedy characters are kind of one note. Like, you have to not learn too many lessons. You're kind of like, this is just it. Like, that's who you are. So Ted never learned lessons. Ted was just guy who was endlessly romantic or whatever. Like, and so he was upset about the character that he had to play because he was different from the guy, and the guy just constantly was just banging his head against the wall. Yeah. And so it frustrated him because he goes, I can't tell you how bored it got to just make the standard Ted faces. He's like, Ted had 5 faces, and I just cycled through them in every scene that I was in. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, the last season was good because we like knew it was going to be over, and it was bringing everything together, and that's great. But last
season was not good.
No, but for him, because for him, he was like, for him,
it was terrible.
He felt like the sort of completion of the thing, and it was like, okay, it's about to be over, and I can like maybe break through to the acting other side, but the most of it was just sort of like him going through the motions. And I wonder if that's the case for the last few, especially the mean parts of Phoebe. Like, maybe she was like over it.
Or maybe that was more Lisa Kudrow, because Lisa Kudrow is kind of like a
Phoebe at the end of that show.
Dude, seriously.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But like to Patrick's point, like,
have you met Paul Rudd
could the characters have affected them?
No way. Paul Rudd's season 8 or 9.
Yeah, no.
Which makes that even worse.
I know, but
I don't like Mike.
I took what? I love Mike.
No,
I was just about to brag that I took a BuzzFeed quiz of what Friends character I was, and I got Mike.
I'm sorry.
Wait, that's Paul Rudd's character.
Yeah.
Hank Azaria's.
Yeah.
David. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I love
bring
David.
him back? Why bring it? Never mind. He's not here.